Grading the 20 biggest free agent signings of the 2024 NFL
The vast
season.
majority of the top 2024 NFL free agents have found new homes, meaning report card season is officially now in session. There's still plenty of big-name talents available that'll sign in the coming months. But with most
Kirk
of the
Cousins like a
majority of
bee.
big names off the board, it's the perfect time to hand out our grades for the 20 biggest free agent signings of the
Ain't the worst, but
2024 NFL offseason
contract.
thus far.
B minus. B minus C plus.
Kirk Cousins, B+. The Atlanta Falcons signed Cousins to a 4-year contract worth $180 million, with $100 million
Number's
of it
crazy.
coming in guaranteed money. For the most part, we love this signing by the Falcons. All they need is a QB to contend, and they have one in Cousins. The sky's the limit for an offense with Cousins, Kyle Pitts, Drake London, Bijan Robinson, Tyler Algier, and Darnell
Damn.
Mooney. Our only
Damn.
concern, that is a lot of money for a 36-year-old who's coming off a season-ending Achilles tear. But hey,
Literally.
sometimes you gotta swing for the fences, and the occasion certainly called for it. Christian Wilkins, B. After the Miami Dolphins
that is.
curiously decided not to franchise tag Wilkins, the star defensive
Good ass
tackle went
lineup.
to the open market and quickly inked a 4-year deal with the Las Vegas Raiders with a shiny $110 million. On one hand, a Wilkins-Max Crosby duo has the potential to be a top 5 pass rushing tandem. If he comes as advertised, Wilkins will go a long way in helping the Raiders get after Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, and the other top QBs in the AFC. But also, he's never been a Pro Bowler. Yeah, he had a career-high 9 sacks in his final year with the Dolphins, but he had 11.5 total sacks over his previous 4 seasons. It's just too much money for Wilkins, but he unquestionably makes their defense that much better. Calvin Ridley, C+. Make no mistake, the Tennessee Titans offense is that much better with the arrival of Ridley. The 2-time 1,000-yard receiver and DeAndre Hopkins should be an explosive
Yeah, I
tandem
think
for
C+ is
second-year
good. C.
QB Will Levis, who's in a glorious position to succeed in year 2. But $92 million over 4 years is a
Lot.
little too rich for a wide receiver with durability issues and inconsistent production. Ridley will be 30 in December and only has 2 1,000-yard seasons on his resume. He has only hit the 80-catch mark in 1 season too. So this is a lot of money for an unsuperstar wide receiver. Ridley's being paid like a top 10 wideout, which he just isn't. But we also understand that Tennessee had to overpay to win the Ridley sweepstakes. If Ridley stays healthy over the duration of this deal, then this could easily be an A+. Daniil Hunter, A+. Hunter turned in a career-high 16.5 sacks for the Vikings in
I don't even know how much
2023
he's
and
signed
cashed
for.
out quite nicely, landing a 2-year deal with the Houston Texans worth $49 million. We simply can't find anything to dislike about this contract. The up-and-coming Texans won the AFC South last season and reached the divisional round thanks largely to a stingy defense led by rookie edge rusher Will Anderson Jr. Anderson has a new running mate in Hunter, a 4-time Pro Bowler with
Texans.
5 double-digit sack seasons on his resume. The Texans just might take that next step forward with this pass-rushing tandem. Robert Hunt, C. Bryce Young took 62 sacks in his rookie year, so Carolina
Overpaid.
Panthers owner David Tepper said, "No more," by overpaying massively for a good, not great ex-Dolphins guard? What? Hunt signed a 5-year deal with the Panthers worth a whopping $100 million. His $20 million average annual value ranks 3rd among guards now,
Damn,
behind
Lindstrom.
Landon Dickerson and Chris Lindstrom. Trust us, though, Hunt is not the 3rd best guard in football. Though Hunt has been stellar in pass protection throughout his career, he has committed 29 penalties. He also hasn't graded higher than 77.1 at PFF in a single season, meaning he's good, but nothing close to great. He makes Carolina's O-line better, no doubt, but why are they paying a C-plus level player superstar level money? Saquon Barkley.
A? It gotta be an A. Like, you just added that and you didn't really like overpay.
B. Barkley went from hero to zero in New York Giants land by signing with the arch-rival Philadelphia Eagles on a 3-year deal worth $37.75 million, giving Jalen Hurts another mega weapon in the high-flying Philly offense. Barkley is a top 3 RB in the game when healthy, but durability is certainly a concern here. He has missed at least 3 games in 4 of the last 5 years, including all but 2 games in the 2020 season. The Eagles' stout O-line turned Miles Sanders and DeAndre Swift into 1,000-yard rushers. Did GM Howie Roseman really need to throw this much money at Barkley when he could have picked up a capable RB1 off the street? Time will tell.
There's a lot of money
if
guys
healthy,
could,
Barkley might be that final piece needed to get Philly back into the Super Bowl.
All right,
but
safety.
if the injury bug strikes again, well, this deal can instantly become regrettable. Derrick Henry, A+. The best running back of the last 5 years,
Where did he
signing
go?
with the league's best rushing offense. A team that just so happens to be a Super Bowl contender as well.
Oh, the Ravens. Yeah, if I rank Barkley should have A, he should gotta be A+.
Yeah, I think this could be good.
No,
Henry's
no, no. I mean, I'll A minus because I think it's like an aging Derrick Henry. You know he's not gonna put the
It's
same
a 2-year
stats
deal with the Baltimore
as he
Ravens
did
worth a
before.
modest $16 million after an 8-year run in Tennessee. We all know about the running backs hitting a wall before 30 thing, but Henry's 1,167 rushing yards last season placed him second league-wide behind only Christian McCaffrey. Henry and two-time MVP quarterback Lamar Jackson are a downright terrifying duo in the backfield, and Henry's bruising style of play is not what opposing teams want to deal with in the postseason. Baltimore feels like they're just one piece away from winning a Super Bowl. We very much believe that Henry may be that solution in helping Baltimore get over the hump once and for all. 2 years and $16 million is nothing for a two-time rushing champ and likely future Hall of Famer. Jonathan Grenard, B-. After losing to Neil Hunter in free agency, the Vikings quickly pivoted and signed the ex-Texan star to a 4-year deal worth $76 million. Grenard turned in a career year in 2023, posting 12.5 sacks and 50 tackles for a loss. On paper, why wouldn't many pay him that much to replace Daniil Hunter? Well, we're still of the belief that Minnesota would have been better off just paying Hunter to stay. There's always the risk of the newbie failing to live up to the hefty contract and finding his game in a different defensive scheme. And before 2023, Grenard had just 10.5 sacks in his previous 3 seasons. If Minnesota gets 2023 Grenard, then this'll be an A. But the term in dollars are a little too rich for us to give it that high of a grade right now. But hey, we'll see. Tyron Smith, A+. In a surprise decision, the Dallas Cowboys decided not to re-sign 8-time Pro Bowler and future Hall of Famer Tyron Smith. So the 2-time first-team All-Pro hit the open market and joined the New York Jets on a 1-year deal worth only $6.5 million guaranteed with a max value of $20 million. Honestly, this is just the perfect move all around. The Jets had to upgrade the offensive line for Aaron Rodgers after last year's season-opening disaster. Smith will be 34 in December and has battled the injury bug aplenty over the years. But it's only a 1-year deal. If he's healthy, it's a grand slam signing. If it doesn't pan out, it was worth a shot. A 1-year pact carries no risk for a team in win-now mode. Bryce Huff, A. After a career year with the Jets, Huff signed a 3-year deal with the Eagles worth $51.1 million. This might feel like an overpay for a guy with one great statistical season on his resume, but the stat sheet doesn't tell the entire story. Huff ranked 8th among edge rushers in ESPN's pass rush win rate last year, and he actually had an excellent 90.2 PFF grade as a rotational player in the 2022 campaign. Huff should have no issue continuing his elite play on a Philly front 7 led by Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Josh Sweat, and Brandon Graham. Yet another savvy move by Howie. Chase Young, B. The 2020 Defensive Rookie of the Year took a 1-year prove-it deal from the New Orleans Saints, albeit with a generous price tag of $13 million.
$13 million C+.
Again, 1-year deals carry no risk, but Young has appeared in just 43 games over his 4-year career, never once hitting double-digit sacks. It's a hefty salary for the maddeningly inconsistent pass rusher, but we do like Young's chances of resetting his value working alongside Cameron Jordan. Xavier McKinney, B+.
Yeah, Cameron Jordan is still in the fucking league, bro. That's
the Green Bay Packers don't usually spend crazy in free agency, but they stunned everybody by handing ex-Giants safety Xavier McKinney a massive 4-year deal worth $67 million. The Packers' pass D was a mega problem last year, often gashed against top-flight offenses. McKinney's arrival should help to fix that, and it largely makes up for the departure of Darnell Savage. McKinney had 3 picks and 11 pass defenses last year and yielded only a 69.8 passer rating when targeted per Pro Football Reference. If the transition to Jeff Hafley's defensive scheme goes smoothly, McKinney could be the ultimate difference maker in Green Bay secondary. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, A. After a 1-year stop with the Detroit Lions, Gardner-Johnson returned to the Eagles on a 3-year pact worth $27 million. That pact carries a maximum value
I don't know half
of
these people,
$33
that's why I don't
million,
say anything.
which, still feels like a bargain. Gardner-Johnson's absence was a key reason why the Eagles' once stingy secondary unraveled mightily last year. As an Eagle in 2022, he had a career year with 6 interceptions and 8 INTs. He's right back at home where he belongs. CJ's return should help Philly's secondary bounce back after a horrible all-around showing last year. Gabe Davis, C-. After bidding farewell to Calvin Ridley, the Jaguars gave big game Gabe a hefty $39 million deal over 3 years.
Okay, so $13 million a year for Gabe Davis. That ain't bad. I'll say like a B+, especially when you lose Calvin. You can replace him with Gabe.
That is just way too much money for a guy who hasn't hit the 50-catch or 900-yard marks in a single season. Davis is a boomer-bust guy who will maybe rip off a couple of big plays one game, then disappear the next. It's a very vicious cycle. Why didn't the Jags just give a 1-year deal to a cheaper and more productive weapon like, I don't know, Hollywood Brown or Mike Williams? DJ Reader, A. Reader is another case of stats don't tell the story. 9.5 career sacks and 8 pass defenses isn't eye-popping, but he's one of the game's elite run stoppers, which means facing a ton of double teams. Reader, who signed a 2-year deal with the Detroit Lions worth $27.5 million, has graded at 80 or better in each of the last 3 years at PFF. He was their number 11 ranked interior defensive lineman last season at 82.2. So yeah, this feels pretty good. Mike Williams, A. Following his release from the Los Angeles Chargers, Williams signed a 1-year deal with the Jets worth $10 million. We know injury.
$10 million, Mike Williams is crazy, but it's a 1-year deal, so it's fine. C+. It's possible we could show out,
affected his career up to this point, but the contested catch specialist is a complete game wrecker when healthy, with a pair of 1,000-yard seasons under his belt. Williams should step in and flourish as Aaron Rodgers' number 2 receiver behind Garrett Wilson. The 1-year deal carries no risk, just like the aforementioned Tyron Smith deal. Patrick Queen, B-. After a career year with Baltimore in 2023, Queen signed a 3-year deal with the arch-rival Pittsburgh Steelers worth $41 million. Queen earned his first Pro Bowl nod in 2023, tallying 6 pass defenses, 3.5 sacks, and 133 combined tackles. Thing is, Queen remains a giant liability in coverage, and his highest single-season PFF grade to date was the 73.1 mark he garnered last year. With TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith, and Cam Hayward in the fold, this feels like a bit of an overpay and an unneeded luxury for Pittsburgh. But hey, Queen is still a quality starter, and there's nothing wrong with signing a Pro Bowler away from your arch-rivals. Eric Armstead, C+. After his release from the San Francisco 49ers, Armstead signed a 3-year deal with the Jaguars worth $43.5 million. Yes, he makes this pass rush that much better with Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker leading the way, but it's a lot of money for an injury-prone veteran who has topped 7 sacks in a season only once. Armstead makes his living as a pass rusher. He's always been a mediocre run stopper according to PFF's metrics, so the man has to be double-digit sack threat for this deal to be worthwhile. Marquise Brown, A. After a forgettable 2023 season, Hollywood signed a 1-year prove-it deal with the Kansas City Chiefs worth $7 million. It's hard to complain about a cheap 1-year deal for a speedy deep threat who put up a career-high 1,008 yards back in 2021. The injury bug has affected Brown up to this point, but he's still a capable number 1 WR if he can stay healthy. What better place for him to reset his value than the defending champs with the game's best QB and Patrick Mahomes? Josh Jacobs, A. In another surprise move by the Packers, they signed the former rushing champion to a 4-year deal worth $48 million. But here's the catch. It's basically a 1-year deal with 3 options. So can the critics please tell us the issue with the Pack bringing in Jacobs to help rising star QB Jordan Love? This man has 3 seasons of 1K rushing, folks. It's hard to hate this move for a team that's just entering its next window of championship contention. But what do you think is the best free agent signing of the 2024 NFL offseason so far?
Damn, I just said it, I think. I'll say Patrick Queen or look at Usman. They both good. Because like Patrick Queen, they got him like on a 4-year deal. That's why I like that. Yeah, Barkley's gonna change the game the most. He's gonna like disrupt the most.